Hey, what is up everybody? It's time for another comic book related video, and today's video topic is going to be why I believe Avengers 3 will not be split into two movies because it's impossible. So, I have 3 points. Point number 1. The big thing is saying that, oh well, all these other blockbuster movies have split their movie into 2 movies, so it's only logical for Avengers 3 to be split into 2 movies. But the movies, you gotta remember, the movies that have been split into 2 movies have been book to movie adaptations. We have Twilight, the final Twilight movie, the final Hunger Games movie, which are coming out soon, the Hobbit movies, which has been split into 3, and then we have the Harry Potter movie, which was split into 2 movies. All of these have already based source material as a book. Not a comic book, but like an actual book that they are taking from the pages to the screen. They have a book they are splitting into right in half and making it into 2 movies. Where Avengers 3 has not been written yet. There is no book or thing that you can split into 2 parts when it doesn't exist yet. So they're too far out to actually think they have any type of writing on Avengers 3. They have a skeletal gray area of what they're gonna do, but they still have Doctor Strange, they still have Captain America 3, they still have Thor 3, they have another movie coming out we don't know about yet. So I don't think they have anywhere close to actually writing Avengers 3, so there's nothing to split, and when they are going to write it, they're not going to write it to, oh, well, this is too big, we're going to split it. They're going to write it to what they need. So that's my first point. You can't split something that doesn't exist. I think it's a pretty good point. That's a pretty logical explanation there. So my second point is obviously Robert Downey Jr. is not contracted for 2 movies. He's contracted for 1. You could say, oh well, it's 1 movie split into 2 parts. Doesn't matter. It's still 2 movies, and that's illegal. They can't just say, oh, we're going to split this one now. Robert Downey Jr. is contracted for Avengers 2 and Avengers 3. That's it. Not Avengers 3 Part 1, Avengers 3 Part 2. Just Avengers 3, which is a singular movie. If they go ahead and try to split it now, Robert Downey Jr. will sue the shit out of them, and he'll win. So that's why I believe that point is valid, because they can't just go ahead and they've already locked Robert Downey Jr. into 2 movies. 2 movies. 1, 2. Not 1, 2, 3. Avengers 3 Part 1 and Avengers 3 Part 2 would be 2 separate movies with 2 separate contract negotiation. So unless they go to renegotiation and contract him for another movie, he's not going to be in an event. And you could say, oh well, maybe he'll die in Part 1 and Part 2. That gives away a massive plot point that, oh well, Robert Downey Jr. is signed for Avengers 3 Part 1 but not Part 2. So then he's going to die. Like, he's not, for some reason he's not going to be in that movie. And that gives a big plot point that gives away the movie. And my third and final point, which I believe is the most damning, is the release schedule that Marvel has released. As of right now, they have November 2017, which is the movie directly after Guardians of the Galaxy 2, May 2018, July 2018, November 2018, and May 2019. So immediately eliminate the Novembers, because they're not going to release an Avengers movie, the collaborative Avengers movie, in November. It will make less money than it would in the summer. So going on by that, it's going to have to be in the May 2018, July 2018, or the May 2019. Those are the 3 dates that Avengers 3 could possibly be released. If they split it into 2 parts, they would have to be in May and then July, which I don't think they would do because it is so close to each other. They'd have to market 2 movies simultaneously, because May is only 1 month away from July. May, June, July. So there's only 1 month. That's really close. They're not going to market 2 movies at the same time. So that eliminate that completely. And also, I don't think they're going to do back-to-back Avengers movies, because that kind of takes the awe and wonder out of the Avengers movies. So then you would have to say, okay, well, they're going to do May and May. Right there, they already have 2 movies in between those 2 parts. So that's slightly weird. Really, actually, that's incredibly strange. And then, okay, well, they're going to release it in July and May. There's still that November date in between those 2 dates, so that eliminates that as well. You can't just go part 1, go somewhere else, and then part 2. That seems like that goes against everything everyone else has saying, but the part 1 and part 2 always released back to back. 1 year, then the next year. Look at the Hobbit movies. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. Mockingjay is releasing this year, and then 1 year later, they're releasing Mockingjay Part 2. There's nothing in between there. And they wouldn't, because that kind of kills the momentum going into the next movie. And then you say they're not gonna release it in November and then May, because again, they're not gonna release an Avengers movie in November. So that eliminates November 2018 and May 2019. So they're basically they've either already planned into Phase 4, because the July or May date is Avengers 3, or 2019 is Avengers 3, and the Phase 3 is just going to be massively long. That's my thoughts on this. What do you think? Tell me in the comments section down below. If you have positive or negative response, always come at me. I love all your comments, and I love conversing with you in the comments section down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to all of my videos, because I am awesome and I love you guys. Until next time, I am the Comic Book Addict, and I'll see you next time.